Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming, coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today we're gonna take a look at the What's Next in Raid video that was just dropped today. So let's get into it. There's lots of crazy information coming out, so let's take a look.
Talking all about what's coming next in Raid. We've got a whole lot to wriggle through today, so let's just slither right into it. The first new add-on is Faction Guardians, where you assign a special council of champions for each faction that gives champions of their respective rarity within that faction a global stats boost. You'll be able to assign guardians for rare, epic, and legendary champions. The stats boost itself is nothing to hiss at, and will be approximately half as strong as the bonuses from a maxed out.
Alright, so faction bonus will be here. This is going to be for empowerment once you empower something.
Great Hall. It'll give you a lot of freedom when it comes to tweaking and adjusting your champion builds and play styles, as well as your Great Hall upgrade strategy, now that you'll have an additional layer of boosts too on top. The other two additions are exclusively for duplicate legendary champions. First, you can empower champions using their own duplicates or some surrogate.
Wow, okay. So let's go back to the first one.
The other two additions are exclusively for duplicate legendary champions. First, you can...
Alright, so for the first one you get plus 10% HP, attack, defense, resistance, and accuracy plus 15%, which is not bad. That's not a bad. That's actually a pretty good boost.
Empower champions.
And then on the second one, you'll get 20% to each of those stats, 25 to resist and accuracy, and 10% speed. Wow, that's going to be, or 10 speed, not 10%, but 10 speed.
Using their own
and then on the third, you get 30% to each of those, resist 45, accuracy 45, and the speed doesn't go up.
Duplicates or some surrogate.
And then the fourth one, you get 40. So you're going to get 10% to HP, attack, and defense for each one. You're going to go up to 55% for resist and accuracy, which is really good. 55, not percent. That's actually really good. And then speed is going to go up to 15%, up to 15 on the fourth one. And then it also increases crit damage and crit rate. Wow, that's... Wow.
Targets if you can't get more than one of that champion, like Lydia. Empowering will help you beef up your champions to make them extra tanky, extra killy, or extra whatever you've built them for. We don't want empowered legendaries to become unbeatable demigods, so...
I mean, an extra 15 speed is pretty darn good, as well as the crit rate and crit damage. I mean, actually, they're all really good stats to be added. So, wow, yeah, that's a funny statement there.
So we're capping empowerment. You'll only be able to empower a champion up to 4 times. Last on this list, but certainly not least, Champion Unbinding. If you're sure you have no use for a duplicate legendary champion, you'll be able to permanently release them from your service in exchange for a life token. You'll then be able to take those life tokens and trade them for a new legendary champion at the token trader. We'll be adding a bunch of special...
So you could trade in one legendary for 500. And the cheapest here is 2,500. That's 5 legendaries for 1 legendary. And then if you're looking at Sir Nick, that's 8 legendaries to get Sir Nick. That is ridiculous. I mean, I could see like a 3 to 1 ratio, but a 5 to 8 to 1 ratio? That's just, oh my god, stupid.
special champions to the token trader over time, including some that were available via fusion events in the past. So expect to see Molly Tankard, Manaya, Fushan, and the new and improved Tomb Lord in the near future. In fact, community favorite Sir Nicholas will be coming to town very soon, so you'll be able to hand out some gifts of festive fury to some very unlucky boys and girls. Alright, that's the big update squirming its way in-game very soon. But that's not all. Let's take a quick-fire look at a bunch of other updates we're bringing to Raid soon. First, the Shadowkin are getting their own faction crypt. It means more milestone rewards, but you'll still have to finish every crypt if you want Lydia. So if you're close to finishing already, you might want to finish the job before you have another crypt to complete. Second, we're renovating the wards.
Okay, so this blows my mind. So I get it. It's just another faction. It's just the points for another faction. But for someone starting out brand new, they're starting all the way at the bottom of the part 19. They're starting back at part 1, which is really crappy, rewards. You telling me that they're going to be happy with charms and silver? I mean, the void shard is really good, but the epic tome, I mean, by this point, this even though it's useful, it wouldn't be as useful as a Lego tome. I mean, you've already completed all of them but one. I mean, this irritates me. Oh, this is so irritating. Even now, like, I've got Lydia, but I've got another faction to deal with, which is a brand new faction that doesn't have a lot of champions in it. And the only thing I have to look forward to is an epic tome. I could give two shits about this. I mean, I may fight to get to this, but could give two shits about the last two rewards. Whatever. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Whatever. That's so dumb. So dumb.
But you'll still have to finish every crypt if you want Lydia. So if you're close to finishing already, you might want to finish the job before you have another crypt to complete. Second, we're renovating the tavern. We're adding a filter that only shows champions that are eligible for each type of upgrade, as well as the ability to change the sorting orders from ascending to descending.
Okay, so that's really good. I am so happy that they're doing that.
XP brews will also be grouped together.
And this is fantastic. Oh my god, this is great.
In a single slot to make things quicker and easier to manage. And we're also adding a slider to make it even easier to beef up your champions in one go. Third, we're adding rank and rarity filters to the...
Ooh. I mean, I didn't notice this the first time. That's pretty cool. It's actually showing one of the new sets there, which you'll see here in a second. But this is cool. This is what I've really been wanting right here. Oh my god, this would be so great.
The artifact storage, as well as making it possible to select all the artifacts you've filtered for with one tap, so you can sell your gear in bulk. Fourth, and my personal favorite, changes to save teams and skill instructions. We're increasing the number of save teams to 15, and we'll be dividing them up by game mode so you have 15 for each mode.
Fantastic. That's what should have happened when they first released it.
We're also making it possible to create farming setups that you can run in multi-battle mode, along with being able to set different skill instructions for each round of a battle separately.
Oh, that's cool! Nice! That is fucking awesome. That is cool. So, yeah. So the different waves, when you run into different waves, you can deal with each wave separately. That is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Alongside these changes, we're exploring some options for how to make it quicker and easier for everyone to speed things up throughout the game, starting with Faction Wars and the Doom Tower. We're going to be kicking things off by enabling super raids for Doom Tower boss fights. And to keep things fresh in battles, we're also adding a new buff and debuff pair that increases or decreases resistance in battle. Being able to have an enemy's resistance is no joke, and we think these effects will add a new layer of strategy to Raid's battles across the board, including introducing completely new team compositions and archetypes. And since we're on the subject of new team compositions, the best thing for that is new champions.
Okay, so that's interesting. That was interesting. Okay, so something that can have your resistance. So that's going to basically make any kind of resistance gear obsolete, except for immunity gear. Immunity gear would probably still work because it doesn't affect your resistance at all. It just says you're immune. But so people that have like high resistant gear, then that's kind of going to make that obsolete. But in fairness, most Platinum Arena players will tell you that you either have resistant gear or you don't. I mean, it's just period. You build the character to be resistant, to have the highest resistant you could possibly get, or you don't even worry about resistant because people are stacking accuracy. So I don't know. That's interesting. That'd be interesting to see how that affects Platinum, which is not going to affect me in the slightest.
A bit of a tradition here on our What's Next series. What you're looking at now is a first sneak peek into the next line of dungeon delving. Boss-beating badasses coming to Teleria in the near future. Okay, that's all we've got for you. Oh, wait, one last thing. The Hydra. You might have already seen a few leaks from Raid's sleuth-like detective community about the Hydra already, but if you haven't, here's a full breakdown of what will be Raid's toughest, scariest, and biggest boss fight. This unkillable beast will be bringing 4 heads to every fight, each with totally unique skills and mechanics to deal with. Actually, it'll be bringing 6 heads, but you'll only have to deal with 4 at any one time. We'll get into that a bit later, but first, let's break down the basics. It's a big fight, and you'll need reinforcements, so you'll be taking 6 champions into each Hydra battle.
Okay, so I like that. I like the fact that there are a different number of champions that you have to fight with, because like the arena battle where you're fighting with 5 and then you go into the 3v3 and you're still fighting with 5 but 3 times. It's dumb. But this is really cool. I like the fact that they increased it to 6. It's kind of neat. It's going to definitely open up new combos for sure.
And just like the other clan bosses, the Demon Lord, you'll be battling the Hydra to chase high scores and win huge rewards. You'll be fighting to stay alive as long as possible and deal as much damage as you can along the way. However, unlike the Demon Lord, the Hydra will be running on a different cycle. While the Demon Lord resets every single day, the Hydra will reset once a week. On top of that, you'll only get 3 Hydra keys per week, so you and your clan will have more flexibility to figure out when you want to take the Hydra on.
Okay.
So the Hydra will...
All right, so I'm not sure I like that because it's a week-long battle. I don't know. It's a week-long battle, but you only get 3 keys for the whole week. That means you can only attack it 3 times the whole week. I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, because that just seems weird to me. Why? What's the point? I mean, that just seems like a whole lot of waiting for no reason. I mean, it'd be great for the casual players because, I mean, they could just hop on, once a week, do their fights, but I don't know. That just, I can't put my finger on that, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know how I like that or not. I guess I'll have to see it in person instead of in theory. So, I don't know.
reset every week, and things will stay pretty much the same week to week. You'll fight the same Hydra with a mixture of those same heads. Each head will be tied to a certain affinity, so you'll be able to figure out a good strategy over time to deal with the current challenge. Predictable, easy, right? But here's the twist. Every 4 weeks, a new rotation will start. This means, just like the Doom Tower, shuffling the pack. Each head will be paired with a new affinity, and the 4 starting heads you have to deal with will change. And in the future, when we add more heads, it'll mean entirely new combinations of 6 heads and a whole new challenge. To make things even tougher, once you've used a champion in a Hydra battle, you won't be able to use them again until after the next weekly reset. So looking to lock in a single, gimmicky team is off the table here. You're going to need 3 unique teams that can stand up to the challenge to get the most out of the Hydra. Then, every month, re-examine your strategy again because the script may very well have been flipped. Because each head is so unique, you won't be able to use the same tricks every time. We're not going to cover each head's skills right now, but here's a quick snapshot of the 6 heads you'll be fighting against in the first rotation of the Hydra. The head of Torment, the head of Decay, the head of Wrath, the head of Blight, the head of Suffering, and my personal favorite, the head of Mischief.
That's interesting that it gets locked out per key. So you only have the three keys, and you have 1 team per key. So that means you have to have 18 champions at least to fight the Hydra boss. Wow. That's going to be interesting. I mean, I get that. I like it. I really like that idea because, I mean, there needs to be something that is tougher and scarier than the normal clan boss. So I dig that. I really do. It's just going to make it really tough on newer players. But I guess this content is more for in-game playing anyway. I guess I understand because it's going to suck for newer players, but it's more for in-game. This is more in-game content anyway. So I get it.
You'll be fighting 4 of these heads at the same time, and you'll be fighting hard to stay alive and deal out as much pain as possible. You'll want to cut off the Hydra's heads to maximize your damage, but cutting off a head doesn't mean you only have to fight against 3 heads. Remember how we said the Hydra brings 6 heads? Well, if you do manage to decapitate a head, another will grow back. This beast has another trick up its sleeve. It's also going to be trying to eat you. Every so often, one of your champions will get eaten by one of the heads. Now, just like in real life, these Hydras have long necks and stomachs in their necks.
Wow, I love the bulging body showing that your champion is inside of it. That's fantastic.
So you have a few turns to chop off that Hydra's head before it fully digests and consumes your champion.
Okay, so he said that you have to chop off that Hydra's head to save your champion, but there's this green bar. I'd say it works similar to the dragon, where you've got to kill that much of the Hydra's health, not necessarily kill it.
If you slice the head off, you free your champion, and they're back and back.
Yeah, so it got rid of that green bar, and now he's spitting him out.
If you don't, they're dead and gone. And we really mean gone. You won't be able to revive them, and you'll have 1 champion missing for the rest of the fight. You fight the Hydra just like you fight the clan boss. Higher scores, better rewards. Rewards will be earned in the form of Hydra chests, given out at the weekly reset. And better yet, if your clan manages to fully deplete the Hydra's HP, you get double the rewards. Let's talk about what those rewards are. Aside from the obvious things like clan gold, clan XP, there are some serious rewards on offer. First, you'll be able to win fragments for an exclusive champion, Mithrala Lifebane. We're already taking huge inspiration from Greek mythos here, and Mithrala fits into that perfectly.
Okay, she looks sick. Demon spawn, I guess? I mean, I guess she could be Shadowkin, but probably a demon spawn.
We'll be releasing a dedicated champion spotlight for Mithrala soon, but as you'd expect from someone that looks like Medusa's long-lost sister, she's going to be able to poison people. Oh, and turn people to stone. That's the thing now, too. It's a really scary debuff that can take people out of the fight entirely, with a downside or two. We'll cover it in greater detail soon, but let's just say, in the right hands, with the strategy, it's going to be a game changer.
I mean, what they could have done with her is gave her a snake body, like instead of from the hips down, be a snake, and could have put her on the lizard folk team. I mean, she could still be lizard folk, I guess. But yeah, that would have made that, or a skinwalker even, that, because both of those factions could use a good champion. I think they missed a chance there.
That reward's simple. New champions are never a bad thing. But what about unique rewards or a new...
Okay, so me thinking about her snake body kind of bypassed the fact that they're having a new mechanic in the game, which is called the or not a debuff that turns someone into stone. And they said it's going to have downsides as well. My guess is because you're not going to be able to damage them while they're stone, but they're removed from the game, basically. So, yeah, that'd be an interesting mechanic. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, she looks cool. And yeah, I kind of made the joke about those two factions need a good champion. I mean, Draco and Krisk aside, I guess, but yeah, they've got some cool champions, but they're just a weaker faction compared to others for sure.
Mechanics. Oh, I'm glad you asked. You'll also be able to win a whole new type of artifact from Hydra chests. We're not talking just a new buff or boosted stats, but an entirely new breed of artifacts that give you set bonuses depending on how many you have equipped. These special variable artifacts will give you an extra bonus with only one of their kind equipped, then another bonus if you equip 2, 3, 4, or even a full 6 of them. These are unlike any other artifact sets in Raid.
Okay, this is sick, dude. This is absolutely sick. So, this is just the protection set, which is, I guess, the one with the little snake. So, you've got the one piece is plus 20 resist, plus 15 HP, plus 12 speed on a 3-piece set. Holy crap. Plus 15% chance to place a protected buff. So that's a new buff. Plus 12 speed and plus another plus 12 speed. Holy crap. So plus 24 speed. And that's percent. Wow. Plus 15% chance to place a protected buff. So both of these, that's 30% to do that. Wow. That is... Now I'm curious to what the protected buff is.
And will open up huge possibilities in terms of artifact combos and builds. Right off the bat, we'll have 2 of these special variable artifact sets. Set 1, Stone Skin. Equipping a single artifact from this set will give your champion a modest but useful 8% HP boost. Equip 2, and you also get an extra 40 resistance on top. But equip 4, and you'll get access to an entirely new defensive buff called Stone Skin, which you'll get for 1 turn at the start of the round. Stone Skin will mean your champion takes almost no damage from enemy attacks, and makes your champion immune to all debuffs except for bombs. In fact, bombs will actually do more damage as they can shatter your champion.
Oh, wow.
But it's still a great trade-off for all the benefits of Stone Skin. That's if you equip 4, but equip 6 and you get 2 turns of Stone Skin, plus a boatload more stat boosts. The next set's called a protection set, and it works the same way. Equip 1, 2, or 3 artifacts and get extra stats. But at 4, the set has a chance to protect any buff the wearer casts or receives. Protected buffs can't be removed or stolen, so this set is sure
that's
to be
awesome.
invaluable to any champion whose buffs are the bedrock of your team. Just like the Stone Skin set, this becomes even more powerful at 6 pieces. The protection chance increases, plus you have the benefits of all the other stat boosts along the way.
That's
the special
sick.
mechanics alone weren't enough for you to want those sets. How about raw power and strength alone? Stone Skin and protection artifacts will be available in an entirely new rarity, Mythical. Mythical artifacts are a step up from legendary artifacts in strength, and you won't be able to find these anywhere else. Mythical artifacts start with all 4 substats unlocked, but one of the substats will be increased to the equivalent of a level 4 legendary artifact, meaning you'll be able to eke out a little bit more power from mythical artifacts than legendary ones. It's a small edge, but at the highest level, those small margins make a big difference. As you can
oh my god, that is gonna be a huge advantage. I mean, the gap. Okay, so first off, the gap between a free-to-play player and a whale is huge already, and this is going to make it even bigger. And that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Because you're never going to compete with whales anyway if you're free-to-play. But the gap between whales and titans, or krakens, or whatever the hell you want to call them, is going to grow tremendously, which is going to make the whales turn into krakens. Very smart on their part, I feel. Very smart.
The Hydra is a huge update, and we'll be gradually adding more content to it over time, with awesome new rewards and terrifying new heads.
There's a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. I mean, a few of them are kind of questionable. 1 or 2 are really bad, but for the most part, there's some good stuff coming down the pipeline. I really am looking forward to playing around with this Hydra boss. That's going to be fun. It's really going to be interesting to see how the dupe system actually affects the community as a whole. But other than that, I mean, it just looks like a lot of good stuff coming down. The question is, I mean, there's so many questions. I have so many questions. Like, for one, when you kill a head, for the remainder of your fight, the head is not grown back. I guess whoever the next person is that comes in, they'll have the new head. That's what it looks like anyway. The other side is that it spits you out. If I was correct on it, spits you out if you kill the green bar. I mean, just so many questions. But yeah, I mean, lots of cool stuff. Also, when is it coming? Usually, it's usually comes like the week after they do the highlight. So we'll probably see it next week. The 2 new champions looked really cool. They're obviously Shadowkin, because the multiple tell, forget what they're called, but it's like a demon type character from Asian mythology. So my guess that'll be a Shadowkin character, which is cool. It's a multi-tailed fox persona. Yeah, those look pretty cool, so it'd be interesting to see what that is. But the real thing, the other question I have is, it's like beyond time to have a fusion, and we haven't heard anything about a fusion champ. So I don't know. Where's our November fusion? Probably will come next week too. Maybe, who knows? But other than that, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all these updates coming in. And that's it for this video. If you like what you've seen and want to see more, hit the like button and join the Hive by hitting the subscribe button. And we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.